Yo, 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 what up, what up, what up? Hold on, give me 1 second, and then we gonna do this. Wham, wham. Hey, man, it's a party out today. Oh, a little echo for the soul. All right, this one is for the ladies. A little vitamin C. Ooh, oh, vitamin C for the ladies. All right. Bum, 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 bum. All right, everybody in? Let's go do it. Let's get on and do the Lord's work. All right, bucket, man. As they say in France, 2 beers in a bucket. Bucket. Let's go to work. Whoop. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum. Cool, 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 cool. I think we got everybody in here. All right, all right. Thayer, what do you got, buddy? A little NVIDIA for the soul, huh? Yeah, you got a breakout setting up. Man, what a dip buy for the longs on this thing, man. That's pretty hot. Marvel, good. Yeah, let's add some nice. Let's add some semis on the watch list. I'd keep all those. Why not? Hey, Bryce Daddy, how you doing? A-Lab, man, that 100 was a break. Hey, it's on day 4 of the move, so make sure, you hit it on pullbacks because the ATR has been used up on this. Shop looks buenos. CVNA buenos. That one trades thin. You can do CVNA. First candle, Reddit's good too. Good list. Hey, good morning, everybody. Let's get to work. So first of all, let's take a look at the market indexes. You can see here we've got a 0.5% gap up, and it's taking us right into this kind of gap fill area that we've been talking about for quite some time. So we've got ourselves a remount of the 9 EMA here, and beyond that, right? Beyond that, we've got this gap fill that kind of takes us into this 510 zone. So we got a lot of good stuff here. In essence, this is kind of like a little bit of a cup and handle type of play. So it's got a damn good look to it. And it looks like, the market was flat just a few minutes ago. And it started to power through as NVIDIA itself is busting through here and breaking, going red to green, and then testing in to its all-time highs. And we've got, basically a little bit of a flag pattern here. And if it does hold through here, then, I think that's probably going to be pretty bullish for the market. I'm a little bit surprised that it's ramped up so easily. It hasn't even had a dip, but that's been the nature of this market, right? We've not had really any. We haven't had any kind of pullbacks that don't get bought up. They're all getting bought up. So let's start moving through this thing. Whoa, what just happened here? Let's start moving. Whoa, look at all these fun things. Let's start moving through here and see what we got going on. NVIDIA is looking good. Add it to the list. You can see here with the Qs, we also, right, are looking pretty good. So if NVIDIA starts to go, we might be able to get a little bit of a bounce finally in these semiconductors. I think maybe something like a Dell could pick up some steam. You got a little bit of, kind of a box pattern that's been setting up over here. I like the overall look of it. I think we'll have a chance on this if we can push through. Dude, I think so. That's got a good look to it. Cesar, what's up, baby? Dude, all right. Now, on the other side of things, you can see the IWM. It is a really nice spot here. So you got this breakout, then you got this pullback into support, right? And now you're busting through this thing, and bam, right? You got a spot here that if it can come back through this, we've got a little bit of upside on this. Now, look, you're already up 0.8%, give or take. So you don't want to come chasing off all this stuff. But it's got that something that we gotta just be mindful of. So I like the overall look of the IWM too. I think if the market holds, does it get back to 241? Probably not in a linear manner, but I do think we're gonna get a chance at something. Dude, that's pretty damn good here. Now let's start digging in to see like what kind of earnings plays and all that kind of fun stuff that we got going. Whoop whoop. All right. Hold on, give me 1 second here. Hey, Edge of Time. What's up, baby? How are you? Happy Thursday, brother. Happy Thursday. All right, cool. So IWM is looking good too. So you got a breakout and then a pullback right into support here. And so now what you have here is like, see how you just kind of held right into this support. Now what we got to be doing is we've got to start to, right, push through this. And I think 235 is probably a reasonable target in the next couple of days. And then we'll see if we can get into 240, a little bit above and beyond. I really like this overall look of I really like this overall look of this. Damn, that's hot. Now, let's start digging in and seeing what kind of earnings plays we got for today, and what kind of PR plays we have today. As you can see here, Bitcoin is approaching 97,000. This IBIT's starting to push through. Now that the options guys have gotten into this IBIT game, it's been really pushing. Even a little bit extra. Now this 100,000 is everybody's target. It's kind of a blind target, but that may be the spot where we start to see a little bit of resistance on this thing. And as the talk of the town is, of course, what's happening. Right? What's happening on this monster, as it's kind of come in. The one thing with the monsters, it is, of course, extended, and, it is extended, but its market cap is still not like a crazy thing, right? Where you're like, you're in the hundreds of billions of dollars. Its float is actually, for a large cap, is pretty low. So it's just been cruising. Now, is it a rubber band short? Sure. But is that an easy catch? No, it's not. Is that an easy catch? No, it's not. This type of trade, when they collapse, you get this like 1 day worth of glory, but you have all these endless days of stress trying to nail it down, and you end up kind of missing all the fun. The real fun is like trying to catch the trend, right? And then going and getting these big quesos on it. The timing, the short is all fun. Like it's like a intellectually satisfying to kind of shred something to the downside. But more money is, of course, always going to be made on the long side of these things. So just kind of keep that into the back of your head. Like it's not always right. It's not always just going to be like, oh, wow, we catch 30, 40 points to the downside. You're patting yourself on the back, but how many times did you have to take a loss on the thing? How much stress did you have on the thing? So I think this thing looks like a short, whether it's today or tomorrow, maybe the next day, it comes, collapsing back for a few days, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's an easy trade. The highest reward trades, the highest reward trades tend to be the most stress, and so easy trades are like just trading with the trend, right? hey, I have a breakout, and then I'm just, hitting the dips on it and so on and so forth. So just something to kind of come in. Just something to kind of come in and be mindful of. Everybody and their uncle's looking to short this thing. And the other side, of course, is very long. But it ain't gonna be an easy one. Good. Now let's take a look and see what kind of earnings plays we got, what kind of gappers we got, and let's start digging through this thing. See if we got a little something something. So you can see here SPAI. This is no small caps on Thursdays. You know the drill. MSTX. This one actually trades probably a little bit easier than the other one. This one, it does a little bit less volume, and you can see here it trades still pretty well, but it trades a little bit less in volume. It's the 2X ETF. So this is up already 26%. So if you need trades one of these things, probably, you could do MSTX. My guess is this is all a leave alone. This is all a leave alone today. SMLR, same type of deal. This is a company that owns a bunch of Bitcoins, and they've been buying Bitcoins with their profits or whatever. So you got this kind of push on this bad boy also. MSTX, same thing. Now, Snow, this one I can get behind if it pulls back. So if you look at Snow, you finally started to clear out this huge range over here, right? You started to finally clear out this huge range over here. Let me change this chart here a little bit. Make this thing a little bit. Dun, 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 dun. Da, 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 da. Ba, da, da, da. That easier to see? No. Hold on, brother. Whoop. All right. Now, so you can see here, you got yourself this big base breakout that's been happening on this bad boy. And you've remounted the 200-day moving average. You remounted this big level here. So you got multiple things going for it on this particular end. They themselves looks like they've had a little bit of an earnings beat. And frankly, it's just one of these stocks that's been left for dead and needs to play some catch up, right? So you got all sorts of upgrades and stuff like that going too. Boom, 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 boom. So let's see here. Boom, 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 boom. Snow, EPS of 0.2, beat by 0.05. Oh, so, right off the bat, right? You got a little bit of an earnings beat. In a hot market, that's great. Snow Guides product revenue, 906 to 911, estimated 890. So you beat by about 20 mil. Operating income, 4%. Operating margin, 4%. Revenues, 942, plus 28% year over year. Estimate at 898. In a hot market, if you're getting these kind of earnings beats on stocks that are left for dead, that you usually get yourself a little something, right? Product revenue, 900 mil. And then they even have some news here of, buying up some things here. Snowflake and Anthropic team up to bring Claude models directly to AI data cloud, blah, blah, blah. And then you get some price target upgrades here. Goldman reiterates conviction buy, price target 220. That's pretty good. So right off the bat, guys, right? This is the type of name that we want to be, keeping an eye on. If you're a swing trader, not much you can do today. But the big hairy Indian butt is that in a handful of days, it should set up, right, for some type of run. So keep an eye on this bad boy. I think, we could have something here if it can just hold up. So we've got a levels here in the pre-market that we can trade around. But mostly, if this dips off at the open, and they usually do the 15, 20 minutes before the market opens, let's see where it settles in. We might catch a hot long on this bad boy. Good. Let's add this bad boy to the watch list for tomorrow. I mean, that's probably top of the list here. TRNR, that's a pump and dump. Look at this MSTU. Dude. Damn. Yeah, not much you can do about these. You can't buy these up here. Oh, man. Look at this Ethereum going nuts. So this thing was $4. Now you're doubling up here. So you had to pull back to the 9 EMA, and you're starting to crush here. Dude, Ethereum's getting picked up. It's up 9% today. You know, man, it's a lot of these. ARB is up. So you got alts pushing through. ARB is up 18%. ETH up 9%. Damn. So we got a whole run here and all the different crypto names. Maybe you get an alt season starting up here. So this has got a good look to it too. Not really something you can day trade per se, but its intraday range is okay. It's all right. To me, like these kind of things are easier to swing than day trade. Look, you see, this is ProShare, Ether ETF also. Oh, no. All right, so check out this monster. You got 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 4 day, 5 days up. You know, you peaked out at 550 here a little bit. We'll see kind of what happens today. It's due for a drop, but you may even want a little bit more push. You know, I'll take a stab at this at some point today, but just be super mindful. This ain't the easiest play out there. Oh, don't look at Mara. Man, Mara got dusted on the earnings, and then they bought it right back up. You know, you got a level that's kind of setting up on here, but right, it feels a little bit extended going into it, so maybe it needs a couple days. You can see here at the top of the Bollinger Band. Look, these are all the Ethereum ETFs, one after another. Damn. Bump, 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 bump. Now look at this. AOI. Man, this is, I had this on the flag list for days and days. It's already busted through. I think that one's just, you got to leave it alone now, unless it pulls back, and then you can kind of hit it on the dips. Dude, all this stuff is so extended. Now, look, if you need a Bitcoin stock to trade, right, if you think Bitcoin's going to go nuts, these Bitcoin stocks are going to go nuts. This hot's got a spot right here, right? I'd keep an alert right at 2650. All right. Right at 2650. If you can get down into 2650, now you got something. Whew, that's got a good spot. Let's add that to the list. Riot. So you got a breakout here, a pullback into the bone zone, right? You can see you're just marinating here. Now, this stock's a bitch to trade. It just has like a pretty low ATR. It tends to make a better swing trader. I think Hut's got a little bit better range. What do you think? Yeah. SMCI, that stock sucks to trade. Now, look, this NNE had a piece of news out just a few minutes ago. Nothing game-breaking, but NNE is named John Vangelis, former CFO of the U.S. Department of Energy. Well, lead efforts to align nano-nuclear advanced microreactor technologies with government priorities and funding opportunities. This has got a level right here. You know, getting around that bad boy. You got a level here that's coming in at 25.78, give or take. Hot, right? If it can come through this level, dude, you're in for it. You got a pretty low float. It's less than $1 billion company still. If it can crush through this, man, that's top of the list if it can bust through. Now look, this is kind of boom, 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 boom. QBT. So this D dog I had on my list for this range break, I thought for me it was personally a little bit more of a swing trade setup than day trade setup. It busted through yesterday a little bit. Now you're kind of gapping up. So you can day trade something like this, but the swing trade setup is frankly done, right? Because you got to get those pretty close to the 9 EMA. Love the overall look and the overall structure of this thing as you're starting to clear out range, but it needs this tap back here. If it doesn't tap back, I don't know if we can. Yeah, I don't know if we got anything there. If we can't kind of tap this thing back kind of into that spot. If we can, then I think we're okay. If we can't, then it's a no buenos. Bum, 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 bum. Ba-da-da-da. Yeah, that's not bad, but it needs a little bit of this, right? If it can get there, I think we're in for it. What do you think? Yeah, not bad. All right. Humana, junk. Hey, look at this BKKT. If these crypto stocks go nuts, you never know, right? You're starting to develop a level here. Hey, Jen Bunny, what's up, hun? Dude, you got a spot here, give or take about $35. That's the previous day's high, and you got a little bit of a little trend line McGee there. It could use a few more days to tighten up, but like for a day trade, I think you got yourself a spot there. Guys, give me 1 second. I got to grab my cafe. There was one mug in there. Now we're in the game, baby. APLD junk. Hey, look, with the NVIDIA earnings out, you want to be a part of some of these semiconductors. This Marvel has got a huge spot to it. It's got a huge spot to it. Like dude, that should be right up your alley right there. Like I love that overall look of this, right? You got a nice flag pattern. You're in the right spot. You're in the right spot here. And with the NVIDIA earnings out, you may get that sector momentum that you need to get this thing going. Woo! DJ Mucus, yo! Dude, what a name. Hey, this fray could work. I wouldn't step in front of it unless it kind of broke through. Or it doesn't have to break through, but like gets tighter. And then you can kind of, roll it in as it gets through. Or you can, anticipate and just get it on support and put your stop under. So kind of two different ways to go about it, depending on if you're a breakout or pullback trader. It does trade a little bit thin right now. But, I wouldn't be opposed to it. You got two spots right there that I think you can work around. Mr. Johnson, what's up? Let me take a look there. Andre, how was your day yesterday? Hold on, let's get my... Oh, yeah. Gotta get my creams going. Oh, man. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, you can roll with it. Bum, 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 bum. Let's go back into some of these bad boys. All right. Now, on the downside, let's say we got any earnings bombs. I think we saw Baidu with earnings out today, and you got some of these Chinese names too. Let's take a look at old Baidu and PDD. Hey, Chris, I just saw this. So PDD, right? A little nasty McGee here. So this thing is 150 bucks, and it's just been rolling down ever since. Dude, this is right up our alley. Yeah, this is right up our alley. You're taking a kerplunk here. You got pretty good range. I'd add this for a potential short. If this starts to ORB, we got something. Peaky, junk. Yeah, all these China names are duds. I thought they were bottoming off for a little bit, but they're not. Except this YWM still looks good. They had their earnings out yesterday, and you had a pretty big pop. Keep an eye on this one if it ever breaks this. So if you look here, you've got a spot here at 10. Let's take a look at the weekly chart here. 1024. All right. Add it. Boom. Dude, that's nice. The one worry with this one, it's a China. I believe it's a China, right? So the rest of these things are just big smelly turds. So I set an alert there if it ever gets there, but it may not do anything. Baidu, this thing was crushing push for a while, and then whoop. Right now you're just bear flagging. You're already back to lows on this thing. I think you can add this one too. All these China stocks look like they're donezo again. Bum, 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 bum. Hey, A-Rod, I just the 9 and 20 EMAs are the period, right? So 9 EMA is the 9 EMA, and 20 is the 20. You don't necessarily need like a smoothing period. At least not that I've seen. Bam, 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 bam. Look at that bad boy. Aaron, A-Rod, does that make sense? Like it's just the shading area is just the it's just the spot in between the 9 and 20 EMA. Bomb. There we go. Does that make sense, brother? All right, cool. All right, well, let's get into this. So let's back into this. Snow, we got MSTR for potential short. We got hot here on the flag breakout. I like the overall look here if we could get over 26. NNE, we're looking at basically a 25 breakout. If that happens, that could be even a little bit of I would say it could be a swing trade, but this stock runs like a little bit of a slut. It really does. $25.57. Yeah, because of Oclo and some of the other ones, it's that, maybe it's not worth holding. Now look at this coin. Yesterday it ran into resistance and rolled over. it was a little bit extended from its 9 EMA. You're about 40 bucks away. We've had now a little bit more tightening up here. You're 25 bucks away. I would still put it on watch list, but I don't like when they do these kind of failed breakouts. So just kind of be mindful of that. It needs just a tad more work, maybe. What you can do is just pretend this nub disappeared and just use this 335 as the breakout. That's what I'll usually do. That's what I'll usually do if I see like it just quickly went over and back under. I'll just like dry erase that. Whoa. Hey, this AI I really like. Let me go back to that in a second here. This AI I really like. So this AI, if you look on a longer term basis here, you're coming out of this big. I know, Zaman, it's a bitch. It's coming out of this big range. Now, as you start to come out of this big range, they had to deal with some kind of news with Microsoft. So you had this huge push, 30 million shares, 30 million shares. In volume, right? Now you're going sideways. And you got sideways, right? So if you could take out this zone, we had an inside day yesterday. If we could take out this zone, I think we're in for it, right? I think we're in for it. Boom. 1, 2, 3. That's nice. Real nice. And you're going to open up right at the previous days, like pretty much at this breakout spot. This could take off even first candle, first couple candles. Now, for some of you guys, Thayer, Bryce, first candles is probably not your thing, right? You got to wait it out. For some of the other ones that are a little bit faster with the trigger, with the better entries, a little bit better. Man, 33.50 at it. All right. Now, beyond that, yeah, I put AO on the list, but I think this is like you can only hit this if it deeply pulls back. Because look at it, so it's getting a little long in the tooth there. A-Lab I really like for today, but I won't chase this up. If it taps back or pulls back, right, and you get, say, 99, 100, you're really in for it, right? You got yourself a nice spot. Woo! Reddit. Flag breakout right here. Yesterday was an inside day. So it zonked off in the morning, grinded yourself back up, and now you're in, dude. Now you're in for it. I think this has got a good spot on it. Yeah, that's top of the list right there, guys. That's probably top of the list right there, in terms of just stocks that are not too extended. Also, that one in AI so far in my face. I really liked this one, the bastard. I really liked this one, but the bastards fucking took off without us. This Oracle is sexy. You can't trade the shares on it. It's too slow. But you can. The options are always cheap on this thing. I think. Yeah, the options are always cheap on this. Like you can see here, the 195s are at $1. Like if this dips off at the open, man, and tech stays hot, Any dip off on the open on this, I won't chase this up. This is too thick of a stock to do a chase or a breakout or an opening range breakout because it's a 2 billion share float. And it just doesn't move like NVIDIA or Tesla. It doesn't have that kind of ATR. But any pullback on this, I'm a believer. And then I'll probably try maybe, yeah, I'd probably do the 190, 250s or 195s. I think that'd be the spot. RKLB, you got a 2150 breakout, give or take. I mean, the actual breakout is 2250, but I think there's going to be some levels to this, right? 21's a first trigger that sucks it up into 22. And then dudes, it's a buenos. Yeah, that's nice. Real nice. Yeah, Aaron, A-Rod, take the smoothing period off. You don't need that. Yeah, so 20, 21, and then 2250. I think we're in for it. Guys, for those of you guys that like a little bit more speculative flavor, I don't trade small caps, but this is a mid cap name. This Peloton has got a little bit of a look to it. So it had a breakout setting up here, but it was just a two test, right? Two tappers are for losers. Now, you've come back down and you're retesting into the $9 spot. You can't get better than that, right? Like you can't get better than that. That's look at all the volume accumulation. The move started with 121 million shares in volume. It's been consolidating on really, really light volume, right? Really, really light volume. You picked up some steam at the 20 EMA, and now you're pushing through. So you got yourself like you got yourself a good spot right there. Man, keep an eye on 9. I think, if you even see a setup, maybe a couple days sideways, it might even turn into a swing. Spotify. This is the earnings breakout right here. Then you get a couple days sideways movement. Man, couple days sideways movement. Yeah. It might need one rest day here, but I think, keep that on the watch list. BE needs a pullback. Forget that one. Now, this I like. So, look, this is Disney. This is 115, one test, two tests, three tests, four tests, five tests. It's just been marinating here right at this 115 spot. If it starts to push through there, you got probably a couple bucks on this thing. What you got to do on this one is probably do the calls. Go with the 115s. Look, they're pretty cheap here. They're 50 cents, right? So if you see the setup, you can go with the 115s. They're at 50 cents, probably when they open because you're opening a little bit weak here. They might even open at 40 cents. You get yourself a spot. If it holds support and it starts to rip it back, watch for the red to green. And then that break of 115. This is the market to do all this stuff. Bros, this was a swing. All right. Now, let me see what you guys are watching out here. Favorites, right? So let's order this a little bit, right? Favorites. We got Reddit, right? I've got AI. I'm looking for the ones that are not too extended. I got Oracle if it can pull back. Tesla, if it can break 345, all right? Tesla, if it can break this 345. Ooh, that's nice. Real nice. Man, yeah, you're starting to flag out here. You know, you could rip some calls on it. They're fucking expensive though. I mean, I guess if you go like December, you can get December like 400s or something. Yeah, you could do something like that. That might give you a little bit more time. Bum, 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 bum. You can go December 400s if you want. If you think it's like a little bit more of a swing, that's not really my style. I like to make bets, right? I like to make moves at that moment. Sweet. Yeah, you can see here. So look, this thing's a little bit expensive. You can do this TSSL. That's the ETF for Tesla, right? That's the ETF for Tesla. It can if it breaks 22, dude, you can rip it. That's pretty small. It's a pretty small one too. Like you can go in thousands of shares even, and you got yourself a good spot right there. When you're looking at this Tesla, one of the things to just be mindful of is, watch the market too. It tends to dump off with the market. It dumped off yesterday, but it got bought back up, right? Now, what we need to be doing is just waiting for our proper entries. Oof. It's tight. It's getting there. You got 1, 2, 3, 4 days. 4 days. Man, that might go off at the gate too. You never know. I just don't want to chase this market up because the market's been getting hit with, this Ukraine stuff and all this kind of stuff, and it dumps off and then it ramps back up, right? And that's been the key. Like, lately it's been dumping off and then ramping up, dumping off and ramping up. But if you're chasing it too high sometimes, it's not given the same something something. Armando, what spot you watching on this? Hey, Howell, let me look at QUBT. That's not really my specific kind of flavor of stock. This is one of those quantum computing plays. I think IONQ just trades a little bit better, but obviously the QUBT is nice and cheap. Vert, huh? Let me see, brother. Yeah, you could do Vert too. You got yourself just a little something, something. Yeah, you had an inside day. So you had a big trend, inside day. If it takes out 142, you're good. Mr. Freeman, what's up, baby? E-Bone. I don't know when GME uses their cash to buy Bitcoin, but it'd probably be a red flag if they did it now. You know what I mean? It'd be a little bit of a red flag if they did it now, but what can you do? What can you do with the Klondike bar? All right, now let's go back into this. So we got Reddit, Fave, AI, Fave, Oracle. We got Tesla. Now look, NVIDIA's pushing already. NVIDIA at 115. That could be something. That's nice, right? So watch this at 115, 150. And if NVIDIA goes, then all of the sudden, right, TSM has a spot on this, right? TSM's got a spot. And so now you can do stuff, but stuff, right? It's got to remount this 9 EMA. If it can remount that 9 EMA, we're in for it. Whew, that's nice. Real nice. Boom. I like it. Ooh, yeah. So you got probably 190 on the dot. I think is your trigger, and you can roll with it. All right? You can roll with it. Yo, yes, we start boot camp class again in about 2 weeks. You guys are more than welcome to always come in. I even got a couple new doohickeys for this one. Hey, Mr. Leiter, how you doing? Dude, we're going to have some fun today, man. Yeah, I got MSTR on the list, of course. I just think it's going to be a lot of damn stress. I really do. I'm getting too old, too bald, too fat. Well, not the fat part, obviously. We're not animals over here. Okay. Bam. All right. I'll be in the Discord room doing what I do. Guys, come on in. You know the drill. And we'll go have some